Hey, what's up guys? This is Taylor, and I'm doing the free video for November 13th. Big week for the market last week with the election and all that fun stuff. Big gap up, they pump it, they gap it up again, and they pump it up a little bit more. And then really ever since Thursday, Friday of last week, everything's gotten a bit choppy, a little bit sideways. I think makes for a healthy and a much needed reset. Now we find ourselves ahead of PPI, jobless claims, and Powell with a 2-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute squeeze. I got to think between now and Friday, if they can kick off the squeezes here, that should kick off the next directional move. The 15-minute squeeze breaks long, the 30-minute squeeze fires long. They take them all long. I think you're looking for 60-25, maybe even 60-50 SPX. They all begin to break short. Don't forget, after a big push like this, we do get a little stretched above that daily 21 EMA. So, of course, if everything just falls apart here, could be room for a flush down to 5,900, which, frankly, I don't think changes too much. But, yeah, a couple squeezes, and I think between now and Friday, you make that your compass. Jumping over to the QQQ. Bigger picture versus a shorter term. Bigger picture. Weekly squeeze just fired, so we're only one bar into that. Momentum just shifted back above zero. In most cases, points towards a push into 530, 535. Doesn't mean we go there in a straight line. For tomorrow, we have the same 2-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute squeeze. They all fire long. I think you play for a new high on the Qs. They all fire short. Could be room for a deeper flush back towards daily support. But there's your indexes, and then looking at a few of the key names here. One that totally got away from me is just breaking my heart here, Amazon. Beautiful breakout from the weekly squeeze. A lot like the QQQ. It's made a nice move. The weekly squeeze just fired. You build up the energy from June, July, August, September, October, all the way into November. It spends 23 weeks in the weekly squeeze. The fact it just fired, I think bigger picture points towards they want to trend it higher. In the shorter term, doesn't mean Amazon just goes up in a straight line. Although it behaves like it might. To be honest, as far as a fresh trade here, I don't have one at the moment. In hindsight, of course, the pullback into the 1-hour squeeze there, could have made for a nice entry on a break of that 210 call wall. But from here, I wait for a flush. I wait for another 1-hour, 30-minute squeeze. In a good market, I think room into 225, 230 and change. Another runaway train, of course, is Tesla. And as far as Tesla here, I'm looking more into next week. Get through Friday, get through the monthly expiration. At this point on a daily chart, we're at the upside target. We're well above that 21 EMA. If I'm going to find a spot to buy it in here, it's probably going to be on could be something like this 1-hour squeeze, could be a 30-minute. Keep an eye on something like that. Wait for a buy trigger. Then potentially try to take it from there. If we do get a buy trigger on the hourly, I'd be looking 350, 360. So there's a few names that have already broken out. Tesla, Amazon, very good action. Another one would be Netflix. So we day traded Netflix last week. We bought the 800 call for $2. We sold them for $3. Today they are going for about $30. So I maybe left a little cash on the table there. But I think based on the weekly squeeze, coiled up, you got the white arrow, A+ setup, right towards their upside target. Now, a few things that haven't made a big move just yet. One of them being Meta. Right now, we got Meta setting up in a 2-day, daily, 2-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute squeeze. Could be this week, could be a few weeks down the road. If they ever get it through that $600 call wall, and you'll notice the first 1, 2, 3, the first 4 attempts, it's a tough level. They get it through 600, then I think they can fire the daily squeeze, they can fire the 2-day squeeze. I'd be looking for a move into 620-ish. We got some December call debit spreads there, and then one I think you have to give plenty of time. Apple on the weekly. There's also a 4-hour, a 2-day, and a daily squeeze, or a 3-day squeeze rather. Maybe watch that in the short term and try to get the move going. The bigger picture idea here is they take that weekly squeeze. If they break it short, Apple's back down to 200, maybe 190. If it ever fires to the upside, we look for Apple all the way up into about 250. It's right on top of the buy zone, the weekly 21 and the 220 put wall. Again, I think you got to give plenty of time. I have 240 calls for January, and I would buy more of the 240 calls for Jan on a couple of closes back above that daily 21 EMA. 228-ish, 230. That ought to do the trick. I think on a big weekly close below 220, in the short term might get a little sketchy. So be impatient with Meta, be impatient with Apple, and then I think another interesting one here. Admittedly, not the cleanest setup, but Microsoft. There's cleaner and stronger things out there, but I do think above that 420, the daily 21 EMA, the 50, the 200 SMA, above that 420, I think makes for an easy spot to buy it. They break it back below 420, dump the trade. If they can try to get anything going back into 435, 440, down the road they've got a 2-day squeeze, a 3-day squeeze, and a weekly squeeze. Not really an idea for the here and now, but it could be a month down the road, it could be 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road. If that squeeze breaks long, we play for Microsoft into, at that point, probably 500. Squeeze break short, we could be talking about Microsoft down at 360 or lower. So a few bigger picture things are setting up. And then one more for you. I know a lot of you like your NVIDIAs, your AMDs, etc. The SMH here also has a big weekly squeeze. At the moment, I don't think it's going to fire any day now. Whenever it does fire, if it's a path to the upside, that takes the SMH into 300 and change. All right, now, if we do get the SMH into 300 and change, that can be a great thing for NVIDIA, Broadcom, all the above. So a couple things to keep an eye on there, and then another one we're watching right now in the room, and we're currently long here, is Bitcoin. Along the same lines of Amazon, it breaks out from a really long weekly base. Momentum just shifted, squeeze just fired. I think they want to play it into about 100,000. In the short term, there could be room for a flush all the way back down to 75-ish. Break it out, pump it, come back and back test that level, then try to play for a push higher. Not to say they got to pull it back, but could be a possibility. Bigger picture, I think they take that weekly squeeze, they take that momentum turn, and they want 95 to 100K here. They end up back in the box, then might be a bit of a dud. But alright, y'all, as always, thank you for watching. Have a great night. Hope you found it helpful. And the major focus for tomorrow and Friday, lower time frame squeezes on the SPX, QQQ, and the futures. Adios.
What's up, traders? This is Taylor from Simpler Trading. I wanted to thank you for watching our video, and if you liked the video, go on ahead and comment down below, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon to get a notification anytime we upload our next video. And of course, if you want to watch us trade live in real time with our own money, check us out at simplertrading.com. Until then, trade safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.